Hey everybody, it's your friend Sarmate here, and we're back with the third episode of Settlement Survival in our seventh series. Hey, we're having a fantastic and amazing day today. Thank you for everybody who watched and subscribed off the first two episodes in our new series. It's been really great and exciting. I appreciate it a lot, and all the good feedback on a couple of those comments there, saying that I was maybe talking a little bit too fast, and I think that might have been just from me like being really hyped and excited to get back into settlement with you guys. So I'm gonna make an effort on this video to kind of slow it down just a little bit here, and let me know what you think. Maybe I'm going too slow, maybe I'm still going too fast. So please let me know if you what do you feel like, and then I can adjust. But anyways, back to our game here. We just got through a winter and we have a batch of immigrants on the way, which I'm getting excited about because we got a couple things we got to do around here. I did do a bunch of more houses, so you can see that we're still kind of in the process of getting those built up. I'm kind of wondering if I went a little overboard with that. It's kind of a lot of wood that we need here. We don't have a lot of. So what we're going to have to keep doing is we're going to keep doing our gather all and felling trees and gathering rocks and plants. Like I said in one of our last episodes, it's something that you're going to do a lot in the beginning of this game. So we're going to keep doing that. You can gather that little blob right up in there. Get some of that iron ore and stuff. And some trees and whatever plants and stuff are there. I also decided to put in another mine here, and this is going to be an iron one. This is a coal mine. But look at this annoyance. I wanted the road to go all the way straight this way, but the mine wouldn't fit. It was one too long, so I moved this road, and that's why there's that little weird jog in there. But with back to our immigrants here coming in, with more immigrants coming in, that's going to put some more demand on our food, our clothing, our tools, and all this other stuff. So what I wanted to get into in this episode a little bit more is put some more fields in. So we've been using the standard 8x8. And I'm just going to keep doing that because I like these. They're nice and easy to use. So I think I'm going to do a couple more here. Now, I know we don't have all of our farms currently being used. We have this one that is built and ready to go, but not quite being used. I'm going to put that in there. We're still waiting for flax. So once we get flax... Oh, we do have flax. Okay, never mind. We'll be good then. So I want to have some agave coming in. We're going to have pumpkins. We need to make more food. We need to make more materials for more first level things. So over here, this is kind of our industrially area what we've been working on. We have our smithy and our tailor that went in the last episode. It's up and running. We are currently in green with both of those resources, so that's great. We have 3 people working in our second hunter's hut, so this is a different way to get some more food all the time. So we have a fish, and we have 2 hunter's huts. We also have our distillery here ready to go. So we don't have anybody working in here yet. I don't have a lot of labor, so that's gonna be one of those things that is gonna start up here really, really quick, with especially if these immigrants get here, because we're getting kind of low on our alcohols. We're down to 38, and if that happens, we could get some lower happiness. Now we're doing pretty good with city happiness right now, so the loss of the alcohols for a little bit isn't gonna be super detrimental, but for an extended period of time, we want to try and avoid that. Also, our water is kind of red again, so I threw in another big well. That's really all I did in a little bit in between episodes. Not a whole lot of water here, some houses here. So it looks like we have our first farm ready to roll. I think what we're going to keep going with over here is pumpkin seeds. Continue to have that as our primary crop that we're growing, since we don't really have anything else at this time. Another thing that we could do is put in a dock so that when this merchant ship comes past, if by chance, I don't even know if they do, but if they had seeds on them, I think they do, that we could maybe pick up one of those seeds, but we don't have any money really. So we gotta start thinking about getting some trading going. And I mentioned that a little bit in the previous episodes because trading is such an important part of this game nowadays. So we want to get into that. We do have this guy built. So let's take a peek here at our factions. Now, I was very partial with Carlos as being our first guy, mainly because of this T4 item right here. This Chichen Itza, I'm not sure if that's how I pronounce it. It's probably incorrect, but people can be buried in this guy after death. So, and on top of that, it's infinite. So these cemeteries that we have in this game, they don't last very long. You go back and forth and rebuild and tear down and rebuild and tear down. It gets irritating. So this is a nice thing to work towards. But over here, so bamboo we can use to make paper, which is super handy. But this is where it's really good. The dense farms, forest, and orchards here. So this is the T3 stuff is super great. Here, the dense forest, I was looking at our stream, and the dense farms, they are slightly better than even if we go into agriculture, our plantations. So we are going to ignore plantations, I think, in this playthrough and just focus on the dense farms and the dense orchards and all those dense things, because I think those are going to be significantly, well, not significantly better, but better enough to where I'm going to ignore the previous tiers, at least for a little while. I'm going to set these up, like I said, so we're ready to roll here. It's September, so there's no point in this yet. Oh, we do have three sets of pumpkins. Let's go 4. And then let's go with, we'll make this other one. We could do some flax. Get some flax started. We'll go with agave in here, so we'll have 2 of those guys. And then I think we'll get some flax started. We do have the leather and the fur from the animals that we're hunting, but that could be kind of unstable, you know, in case like the animals move away or whatever. So I'm going to go with our flax here and get our own sustained and produced source for clothing going on. That's what my thought is with that. You can see here we have 0 spare leather, so that's the thing. You know, wool, alpaca wool. So now these guys are going to switch from the leather, which they've been using to make rough clothes, and go to alpaca wool. But there's only 161, so that's not going to last as long. So again, that's why the flax is a necessary thing at this point. And with that, I feel like can the tailor produce the clothing, or I'm trying to make the cloth from the flax, and I'm not seeing that here. So if we go back to that tailor, that linen here, flax at the textile mill, and I think that's a tech we have to learn. So that'd be under processing. And here we go. Here's that's not textile mill. That's like a grain mill, but this guy will have it, the textile mill. So with our trading stuff, we have 1 free point right now. For trading stuff, I wanted to get down to the quick preparation, overloader, and travel light. A quick preparation is going to carry more items and move faster, increase the carrying capacity with the overloader, and then travel light is lower the risk of death. So travel light for sure is something we want to have, but I think these other 2 will be super great. We're not quite there yet for our trade stuff, so I think we'll just go ahead and we'll get our weaving in. We have the flax, so let's get that going, and then we can be prepared for all these people here once we get here. But we have the advanced tailor now, and I think what we're gonna do, I can upgrade this tailor. I'm gonna build another advanced tailor. We'll probably use this regular tailor for a long time, so I think if we put in an advanced tailor, that's just gonna help us in the more present time right now. So let's go ahead and we'll get these guys going. So here's our textile mill. I will put this guy right over here. And then I do have to put in a road so that this guy gets access. So we'll go ahead and do that right there. And our immigrants should be here. I think I saw the prompt. Oh, not quite yet. There they are. They're rolling into town. So we should be able to get a really good amount of people right in here. It should be like 8 or something. Let's see. 11. Pretty good. So we'll get those guys in, get them settled here. And let's go ahead and we'll mark some things for gathering, since it's that time of year where we have all of our farmers ready to roll to do so. So let's go ahead and we'll grab those things. Get these guys all marked for gathering and picking it up and get that happening. And then over time, we're going to have these houses that are going to get built. Right now, we're kind of, people don't have houses, right? So once we get some of these trees picked up and some more of these rocks happening, we should be pretty good with that. Let's see, let's get some people assigned for that, so that they're ready for this season, since it's apparently time to start. We'll do like that, and then we'll go a couple more people into flax so we can get that started as well. The 2 more fields of pumpkins, that's going to be approximately 700 more food, and we really need the food. We're not doing great with it. So hopefully that is going to be enough for us. It looks like I need a little bit more planks. We were processing planks before, but I haven't been doing so because we used them a little bit, but we haven't had to like sustain that production, so we haven't been. Ooh, lots of good rocks over here. That's nice. So I'm gonna let those guys gather that other stuff around. Just double check to make sure we don't have anything else set up for them. And we'll go ahead and we'll gather both these rocks. And I do want to gather these plants too. Good stuff in there usually. We'll do that. We have another tech point, so we should be good to go with this. Now I did see the dock here. So when the merchant ship comes, this guy right here, we need a dock to interact with him. So I think we're going to do that. We should be able to handle this here soon, if not right away. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the recipe for dock. I know I ignored my 3 points over here again, but that's okay. We can do that for now. Let's just get our basics set up. trading is huge, but I want to be able to, like, run the town before we actually start super worrying about trade stuff. All right, let's go ahead and we'll get this guy about right in there. And then I'm going to kind of do a road that goes like so, kind of L's in there. And then we can continue to put some more pastures and whatnot over in this space. And that'll be good. Okay, so over here, we should have some agave stored up. We do. Let's go ahead and we'll get Francis started over there, making us some spirits. Just in time, too. Hopefully we get a couple more coming in here. We might need more than one distillery. I mean, you can only have one worker in here at a time, so the production isn't going to be super great. So we're going to have to think about that. But with 7 laborers, I'm pretty happy with that. 3 workers working around, running around, moving stuff for us, building things, picking up stuff. It's pretty good. I would be okay with even a few more people into like an iron mine or something. But our water's looking great now. We're at 630 stored up, so that's awesome. Happy about that. Let's go ahead and we'll gather up these rocks over here. A couple more rock boys, and then we'll grab that as well. I'm trying to go a little bit further out over here because it's April and it's not, they're not going to freeze to death if they're harvesting way out here because it's not that cold. We'll go ahead and we'll do that. Mark those out. Then those 8 people will go and they'll gather all that stuff, and then we'll be able to be sitting pretty good with that. Okay, so this guy is going to need some planks. We were talking about that. We don't have an open sawmill. Right now, these guys are making domestic fuels at a cap of 500, and we're pretty close to that cap. So I don't want to take those guys off there, but I do want the planks. So let's upgrade our chopping house to a sawmill. Shouldn't be that difficult to do. We'll get that queued up. I mean, we're going to need the wood and whatever, but that's not a big deal. We got it marked over here. It'll get done. We got people becoming laborers. That's awesome. And we should be able to handle all of that. I can actually... where do we do that? This guy right here. I can make this a priority as well. So we'll do that. So we'll get that torn down before we start worrying about all these other houses. 4 citizens without a house. So we need like 2-3 more houses, and we'll be really good with that for a little bit again, which is nice. And this guy get built up. I want that to happen also before the ship comes. So let's get this thing upgraded. We can get some planks. This doesn't need any planks, so that's good. I'll actually do that there right now. We'll do that first. Builder's cabin. Let's get a 3rd person working in there. Get this guy upgraded, and then we'll be okay with that. And then we can really start getting some planks going on over here, as well as our domestic fuels. We also have been supplementing our domestic fuels with some coal. I have 470 coal there. So that's why I have the 3 people working in this coal mine. Just another way to get more heating going on. Instead of using up all of your timber for domestic fuels, the coal can supplement if I can find one here. There. So they're using that as a heating source. And it looks like our pumpkins are already coming off the field, so that's pretty crazy. It's good. And that'll be nice to have those stocked up, and we'll see what we're sitting at for food. This guy's still getting worked on. Okay, this is good. And we're still gathering stuff out over here, so that's fine. And it looks like our main storage is getting pretty full here. We might have to build something more. We do have some warehouses around too, so that'll be okay. Okay, we might be all right with that then. Let's go ahead and we'll get a soap guy started. We do have some fats stored up, 1781, and that is from our hunters huts. So that's good. We'll have that hopefully enough to make a bunch of soap bars, and that's going to help our health a little bit more. And you can see that our smiley faces have declined by 4 or 5 bars since we started this episode. So that's something to worry about a little bit here. I'm going to say that's a portion of that is because of the alcohol thing happening, but we're working on that as well, so we'll get it figured out. Textile Mill is ready to go with Willie here to make some linens out of flax. So our first year we got 282 flax. We'll go ahead and we'll make some of that linen, get that set up and get it going. So we have our basics under control, and everybody should be green there hopefully pretty soon. We might need another distillery, so I might go ahead and we'll just go yeah, we'll mark that. It's not super expensive. I do want to leave room for pastures. I mentioned that a few times over here, so I gotta remember that before I crowd this all out. But you know what I could do? I could just put a couple of them in already, and then we would be good to go. I do like 7x7s. That's just the smallest these guys can be, and they seem to be productive enough when they are that small, so I'm not too terribly worried about them being too little. We'll go ahead and we'll get our 7x7 right. Oh, it's not quite long enough. That's too bad. Can I go? I think I have to have it 7 deep at least. Yeah. Oh, we got it. Nope, dang it. Okay, so only those 2, but that's fine. We can go over this way a little bit further. Or, yeah, we could do houses in there too, but maybe we'll do some pastures. We'll see what we need. We only need the one right now. We only have these. That's all we have. So, and, oh no, they're going to miss it. very, very close to being able to capture that that fish, that ship, but it's gonna be fast before we get that done. Just barely. That's too bad. We'll get the next one. But yeah, dang it. So we'll be prepared for that for the next time. Houses are getting completed. That's nice. One more citizen needs a house, so that'll be good once that happens up. This thing is torn down, and now the sawmill is calling for its resources. It looks like I got a bunch of plants that came up since we've been over here. And it looks like we might lose some of them. So I'm gonna hope these guys can run out here and get this picked up quickly here before we lose all those plants to the winter. And we're still at 0 food. So okay, so then we're obviously not making enough pumpkins, so we gotta make some more pumpkins. So our agave is okay, flax is okay. So let's go ahead and for now, I think we'll flip this over to pumpkins. We have the flax there, the one. So hopefully that'll be enough for our tailors for now. We'll see what happens, and if we have to adjust, we will. It's not that big a deal. Okay, okay, this event just happened, so they must have changed that instead of it coming up over here and clicking on it. Doctors have recently treated many patients with wind, heat, and colds. Seeing that people are vulnerable to wind, cold, and autumn and winter, he suggested to prepare some medicines or clothing for cold weather. Prepare some oil or clothing. Let's go clothing. Down jackets 200. Nice, that's really great. Oh, so our health is getting kind of low here. So hopefully with the soap bars now getting work, that'll help that out. We don't have our normal bathhouse quite yet. We need a construction cut stone. So that's another thing. Our techs are pretty slow right now. We don't have anything besides the very slow game rate that it starts with building more tech points. So I think we're going to go ahead and we'll get a research institute. Now we know this space, we can't put any more pastures, so I'm going to go ahead and put a couple research institutes in right there. That'll be a decent enough. And maybe we could build something over here. I do want to get that rep up so we can get that bamboo, so we can get paper, and then we can start to quicken the research institute's rate. Another thing we could do is go ahead and get with Carlos and get to level 2 and learn agave clothes, and we can make rope to do the same kind of deal that they do with the agave. So we can use agave to make rope, or with reeds, excuse me. So the reeds are usually used to make rope, but we can use agave instead. So that's what Carlos allows us to do in that tier, whatever that was, tier 2 or tier 1? Tier 2, yeah. So super great. And these guys, so cactuses are a super good amount of food. So I'm kind of wondering if we want to work towards that as well. I could do more than one caravan at a time, but the problem with that is going to be our people. It can take at least 4 people to get out there and trade with us, do the caravan for well, not the best, but a decent enough rate to where I usually go. It's like an 8% chance of failure. So it does happen, but it's not too bad. So I want to have at least 4. So we have 8 people. We could do it if we wanted to leave everybody out of here, but I don't want to empty out everything. And we only have the one right now anyways. So just hold off, I guess. And what we could do, you know what? Let's start something up here. So I'm going to slow down because it's early in the game. This number can go up and down pretty quickly. I'm going to stop the game. So I have the 4 people here. Let's just see. So 8% risk of death with 4 people with our current researched stuff. So I could risk it for the biscuit, and I think I'm gonna in this case. Let's go ahead and we'll go here. We'll buy insurance. We can't buy insurance because we don't have any money. Okay. But I think the one thing that we can trade is a little bit of iron ore. We have a decent amount, not a ton, but I'm thinking like, oh, I don't know, like maybe 100. What's 100 get us? 500 coins. Okay, so that's not too bad, but I'm curious. What does it cost for I did say buy, right? What does it cost to get a kitty? 1,000. So here's what I'm thinking. If we get iron ore and we say enough iron ore for 2 or a kitten, we can start to trade our kitten. So if we go 200, that's gonna give us 1050, and we're gonna lose 200 iron ore, of course, but that's fine. And we'll go ahead and we'll sell that. So it's all set up. We can't buy insurance because we don't have 42 coins. We're not going to buy anything. So we're going to form. These 4 people are going to go away, and then they're going to go off on an adventure with an 8% chance of dying. So hopefully we don't have that. So let's just hope that they make it. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to go and do that stuff. 180 days. That's there and back. So we'll see how it happens. See how it goes. We do have more immigrants on the timeline here, which is great. We can continue our growth. Before those guys get here, though, I feel like we got to have some more farms going on. So I think what we're going to do here as the snow melts is we're going to throw in a couple more farms, and then we'll be ready, hopefully, by that next season when those other people get here. So let's get this thing started up. We could continue to go down in this direction as well. But remember now we're going to have to move one more down to mimic the road adjustment that we had to make at the in between episodes there for this mine. Let's go ahead. We'll go with standard field farms. I think we're doing fields. So we'll go like that. I have no idea what the difference between a farm and a field is, by the way. I think one of them... Actually, maybe one of them can use... is it fodder? Maybe not quite yet. But yeah, they're 8x8s for now. So got standard farms, got standard fields here. So we can see what the difference is. I don't think there's much. Standard farm. Same function as a farm, but the size is fixed. Oh, that's standard farm versus regular farm. Okay, so this guy doesn't have any workers in it. Okay, so here's what I mean. Now we're down to 0 laborers. So with those 4, well, this got built, I guess. So take those guys out of there. And this one got built. So now we have 3. But they go quick. Things go quick in the early game. Where if you only have 8 people total and you need 4 for a caravan, they can go quick, especially if people are dying. And that was the case here. It looks like our woodcutter died of starvation. They got replaced. Now we're down to only 3 people. So if they're starving, that means that our food isn't high, right? So we got to keep working on that, and that's kind of what we've been doing this whole episode: is working on our farms, working on our food, gathering up the things, trying to kind of get ahead. When you get the immigrants, you gotta feed all those people as well. You gotta clothe them. You gotta do all the things. So immigrants are nice, but you gotta find this balance of where they're making more than they're using, and so you can kind of start to get on top of your resources in that way, and it's kind of tricky to do in some cases. There's a lot of resources in this game, so you need a lot of people to do all the things. It looks like we've used up our flax from last year. I'm going to take one person out of there. If there's no point, if they're just sitting here with this exclamation point, there's no point in having it running with 2 people. Looks like these guys are coming back now already. What? That can't be right. The sawmill still hasn't been upgraded, so that's interesting. I did take the priority off that, so they're going to build up the houses first, I believe. And then they're going to start to work on this other stuff that we have marked up. Caravan has returned to town. Wow, that was very quick. And it was successful, it looks like. So we have 1050 coins now. And now we have a cat as well. Correct? That should be how it goes. And then we should have some rep. Now we're up to 10 out of 80, so that's awesome. Should I get the cactuses? Should we just work for cactuses? I think they're going to be better than pumpkins. I think we'll do that. So we did the 10 here, but we'll go ahead and we'll do this because I think if we trade with Carlos now, we go down to 4 people again because we don't want to go too crazy. Buy insurance because now we can because we have a little bit of money. We should be able to sell the cats. What? Do we not have it? I thought we had one. Did I not do? I swear that we purchased cats. Maybe I was just looking and didn't actually do it. Okay, my bad if that's the case. But anyways, we should still be able to go to Rania to buy the cats and Carlos to sell them. So I'll show you why I'm saying that. Unless they change this. Let's see. So to buy cats from Rania is 850 gold a piece. And Carlos will buy them. So we're selling to Carlos. He'll buy them for 1050. One. So buy it for Ronnie 850. Turn it around for 1050. So that first one, you're getting whatever 300 coins off of it, 200 coins off of it. So it's not great, but it's a way to get a little bit more money coming in, and really more importantly, the rep. So we'll just kind of saw a couple people died here, so I wanted to double check before I did anything. As far as sending more people out, but it looks like we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and we'll visit Rania. Buying insurance. We're going to purchase some things. We're going to purchase a cat because we should only have 0 cats now, right? Yep. Okay, we'll purchase that. So a premium of 34. So we have enough money to do that. And we sell anything? Not really. We don't have a whole lot of surplus. Well, we knew that already. So let's go ahead. We'll just get the 1 cat. We'll get a couple bit of monies out of it. And then continue to do that. So let's go ahead and form it. So we'll sell that one cat. It's not really worth, if they die, those poor people die, it's definitely not really worth that trade, but it's just something I want to work on a little bit here. Okay, we're at 10 speed. That's good. We do have another merchant ship on the way, so hopefully we can grab this one. We should be able to. We have way too many workers in here. We got a worker in there to trade with them. Houses are getting built up. That's great. Pastures still don't need any more than just the one we have, right? We got oat seeds, flax. Okay, so we could be growing oats as well. Let's check that out real quick. So if we go over here to the field, we can see that our pumpkin seeds have an output of 6 per grid. And then if we go to staple foods, oats are 8 per grid. So we would be getting an additional 2 per grid on each of our things. So if we hit G here, you'll see the grid shows up. And it doesn't really go through our farm here. But so this little grid, imagine it's over here, gets an additional 2 food per grid if we're using oats. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll switch from pumpkin seeds. We're gonna go to oats for the next season. We should be sitting a little bit better. If you're watching the stream, it's the same deal. That's why we went with corn. Corn was way more, not way more, but enough to where it was worth switching over to having corn as our main source of food. So we'll probably do that in this playthrough as well when we get to corn. But we'll swap those over to oats for now, and we'll see how we do. It looks like we're still not quite getting ahead of ourselves with the water situation around here. So let's go ahead and we'll put in yet another well. And it looks like that should work. I think I'll do a single well over here, because maybe not. I'll do it right there. That'll be fine. Trader has died of old age, and then we had somebody become a labor. Okay, that's good. We can replace them really quickly. This thing is almost back, so that's awesome. New tech point ready to go. And now we're talking about health. This is getting kind of low. It looks like our soap bars have helped, but not a ton. So I'm thinking about, we could do the bathhouse, but I think I kind of want to start this trading stuff. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to lower the risk of death right away, so that we can start this really slow process of getting these guys started like we have been. And then once we have that chance of death lower, then we should be sitting a little bit better. So if we go to our caravan, then we go to Carlos, we're going to go down to 4 again. Buy insurance. We're going to sell items. We should have 1 cat. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Sell that. And that's going to be about where we're sitting for now. So we'll go ahead and we'll have those people pretty much turn around, grab the cat, turn around, go to Carlos. And we should be just over 1050. I think we're going to be about 1250, give or take, for insurance. We'll see where we're at. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. We got a lot of our basics covered, and I got a trade started. So that's pretty great. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Settlement Survival. Have a fantastic and amazing rest of your evening, day, or night.